All right, we're going to start with item 2, legal notice of annual budget hearing and school vote. And we're going to move right to item 3, motion to accept draft minutes of annual budget hearing from May 6th of 2025. This is an action. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Jerry, second by George. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote. All right, motion carries unanimously, which moves us on to item 4, the annual budget hearing budget presentation. And the budget presentation is going to be by Mr. Jeff Froelich, our Assistant Superintendent for Business and Finance.
All right, good evening, everybody. For anyone that doesn't know me, I'm the new Assistant Superintendent for Business, Jeff Froelich. I want to start by just thanking the board, administration, all the faculty, staff, and really most important, the community for supporting this district. Without everybody's support, the district wouldn't be what it is today. So the first slide is the 3-part budget, which is required by state law. Basically, it breaks it down into capital, component, administrative, and program. So the capital component basically covers everything with buildings and grounds, your debt service, everything with facilities, their salaries, benefits, all the materials, supplies, equipment to keep the building in shape. That's budgeted to be at little over $4 million next year, which is about 10% of the total budget. Then the administrative portion, that is basically the superintendent's office, the Board of Education, finance, the central office, and that for next year is about $4.6 million, which is 11.7% of the budget. And the largest part is the program component. That's everything directly related to students, teacher salaries, benefits, all their materials, supplies, cost of their programs. And that is about $30 million for next year, which is 78% of the budget. Overall, the budget, as you can see, is $39.6 million, which is a 4% increase, or about $1.5 million over the current year. So the first component, the capital one, as we said, it basically covers everything to keep the building running. Central services, debt service and transfer to capital, employee benefits, and then there's a few little specialty items in there. The largest change next year from this year is the amount of money we are transferring into the capital fund. So we would do that if we were going to do any capital outlay projects. So we just have enough in there to do a small capital outlay if the district chooses to. And the benefit of doing those is they get approved by the state very quick, and then you can spend up to $100,000 doing one, and then you get our building aid ratio back, which I believe is around 40-some%. We would get that back in the following year. The administrative component is, again, the Board of Education, Chief School Administrator, which is Superintendent, Finance, Central Service, legal fees, the BOCE administrative costs. That includes their admin cost as well as their capital and rental fee that they charge us every year. And then employee benefits as well for the admin departments. And again, that is about $4.6 million next year. Then again, the largest piece is the program component. So that covers all teacher salaries, co-curricular activities, the guidance office, all their benefits. It includes transportation, psychological services, OC-Ed, everything that has to do with students. That is 30.8 million next year. And then on the revenue side, oh, there was a slide before that. Oh, there we go. So where our money comes from, the largest two pieces are property taxes or school taxes and state aid. So taxes next year are slated to be 22.2 million, which is a 2.9% increase over the current year. And then state aid is 12.5 million, which is actually a little bit lower than the current year, but that's because certain things do drop off. So we do have expense-based aid, so such as building aid, that will drop off over time. So that's why that's actually a little lower. Our BOCES aid, if we spend a little less in BOCES, then that will also drop off. The largest piece of our state aid is foundation aid. In that, we're basically what they call fully funded, so we are at hold harmless. So we get an $80,000 increase in state aid, and that's it. Let's go back to this. So this pie chart will kind of show you, again, the breakdown of the revenues. So obviously the blue is the tax levy, orange is the state aid. That makes up roughly 90% of our revenue. Going back to the expenses, the blue is our salaries, orange is benefits. So as you can see, that's a very large piece of our budget. BOCES in green, our utilities, the little sliver of blue around 600 grand, transportation at 3.8, debt service 300 grand. That equates to about 95% of our budget that we don't have any control over, or very, very little. That little pie piece that's sticking out, that's really the only discretional spending that we have in our budget. So out of 39 million, only about 2 million of it is somewhat discretionary. So again, next year, tax levy, 22.8 million, which is a 2.9% increase. Our tax cap, we could have went out at 300 or 3.83%, or chose to go at 2.9, which is about $200,000 difference. Then the contingency budget. So on May 19th, if the budget's voted down, the board has two options, and that is we can redo the budget, put it back out to the voters. They can leave it the same, go back out to the voters, then they'll vote on June 19th, or they could opt to go right to a contingent budget. If the budget does fail on June 19th again, they would have no choice but to adopt a contingency budget, which would be the one that's shown. And basically, the caveat with the contingency budget is we cannot raise taxes any more than we currently pay now. So we would once again have to go out at 22.2 million next year, which means from the current budget, we would have to reduce about another $664,000. That is it. If anybody has questions?
Yep. How many people are involved in the administration?
I would have to get the exact number for you. I know we have two principals. We have a high school and a elementary principal and an AP in each. There's my position. We have a director of special ed. I believe there's one more director. I believe that's it for the probably roughly 8, maybe, plus the super. And we have an assistant as well for
Capital reserve. We have a capital reserve in here. Where we're putting money in for the future.
So we have a capital reserve, so that would be funded at the end of the year if we have. You can't budget to put money in capital.
I thought we had a capital reserve. We put money in each year, so when it comes time to build something, we had an account
We do have,
Do we add to it?
that's at the end of the year. So at the end of this year, if we have money left over, we can opt to put money into the capital reserve. We can't budget to put money.
On the small print things here, it says teaching and instruction of pupils. Instruction and teaching, what's the difference? Because we're getting a lot of instruction is.
So this instruction, that's the sum. So instruction is the
Okay, so
total of
that's the total
teaching.
of
Yes.
the-
those
okay.
things. If you flip to the end of the budget detail, that's where you would see the larger print.
Is there things budgeted for shop class? What do we have for shop in this district? My life was built on my education in shop class.
Mhm.
That was my profession. When I got out of there, I was ready to go. We had good programs. I don't know what we have now.
I'm new, but I did take a tour of the shop and it's fantastic. What they offer is incredible. The district I came from had a great program and this one is just as better, if not better. Phenomenal. I don't know, I mean, I know there's a lot of different courses they offer. I don't know what all the courses are, but it's very, very impressive.
When you want to get somebody to fix your oil burner or gas burner or something, it's almost impossible to get somebody. Do we have anything through BOCES?
They do. So BOCES has career and tech, so kids can go there for electrical, HVAC now they offer, welding, automotive, carpentry, heavy equipment. I mean, years ago, there wasn't a lot of kids that went there. Now, I would say roughly 50%, if not more, go there from every junior and senior class.
I see these percentages on here, like there's an increase of 11% and minus of 8%. Seems like there's a lot of percentages, but on this paper that you sent out, the budget cap is like 3%, 2%.
Well, it's 2% is what
2
they call it, but it's not necessarily 2% because there's different exclusions that come into play. That's why our cap is actually 3.8%, so they went to 2. So we're under our actual.
Yours is 3 point something?
The district is 3.8. So what they do, the state looks at what we pay in debt service for capital projects, what do we receive in building aid, and then that adds to how much we're allowed to do. Without any of that, we would strictly be at. Okay. So that's it.
Thank you, Jeff. Does anyone from the board have a comment on the budget presentation? Or comment or question? Anybody else in the crowd? All right. We're going to move forward then. If there's no further public comment. And we're going to go to the introduction of board candidates and our opportunity to speak. I think this is a predetermined list. We sure can, Bob. What do you got?
What are we doing with AI? I know I see things come up on my phone and it's more of a pain in the ass than it is a help. Kids that are going from here to college, are we aware? I know nothing about it, but are our kids going to be prepared for jobs with AI that's coming? Or are they just in computer programming and when they get there, they're going to say, whoa, you're in the wrong thing. What are we doing and what is it costing?
Bob,
I'll say, what is it costing so that it fits into the budget thing?
we've been all over it, Bob. And Mr. Snyder gave a nice
Pardon?
we've been all over the AI topic. Mr. Snyder gave a nice presentation a meeting or two ago that's online, and he spells out kind of what we're doing, how we're utilizing it, and how we're preparing the kids for it. So
So we're well into it. then.
absolutely.
Very good.
Thank you, Bob.
If I may just comment to the AI, I've been sort of a skeptic, and the faculty and the administration is well aware of it. But I've softened that view substantially. I had an incident recently, and they used AI for my medical care. And what they came up with, I was very, very impressed. So in the right place, I really believe it's going to be something that's going to help us. But if it's not used properly, it may come back to bite us. But it's really out there, and I think it's on the right course. It's how it's used. So, but that's my experience with it.
I agree with you. But I pictures on the internet that I know are not real. When it comes to politics, we're not going to be able to trust our own eyes what we see. I agree. There's some good things. I think we have to keep some of the things to be aware of that we're going to get screwed.
Well, I think that's been going on for years, Bob, is how we use our brain to be productive. So I know there's different issues there in reference to that, but we'll leave it at that.
All right.
Thank you.
Nope, I'm glad we can talk it out here. We're going to do the introduction of board member candidates. There are 3 positions open. There are 3 people that have put in. The order on the ballot will be myself at the top line, Ian Constable at the second line, and Caitlin Bertholf at the third line. And we will vote on those positions in the budget on the 19th. In the meantime, we're going to do the intro to candidates. So I know most of you, but we're still going to do it. And we're going to talk. Right. How close do I? Good. All right. My name is Tim Diamond. Most of you guys know me. A lot of people in the community know me. Running for another full term on the board. I've done a full term already as the sitting vice president and came back in February, and I've been in the presidency role, which has been very interesting, and I'm glad to be here. My parents moved here in the 70s, moved to Foxcroft Village, got a trailer, started their family, had 5 kids. We ran them into the ground, but we had a great experience here at Tri-Valley. All 5 of us graduated. All 5 of us went to college. All 5 of us are now successful adults. And a lot of that is not just a testament to the very stable and loving home that we grew up in, but what we learned here at Tri-Valley and the experiences we had at Tri-Valley. This was the center of our universe as kids. I spent more time at Tri-Valley than I probably did at my own home growing up. And I felt like that wasn't exactly the experience my kids were having early in their school years. So I wanted to make a little bit of a push and try to make a difference and get it back to where it was. I think we've made huge strides in this community, getting it back to being home base, right? And getting it back to being a warm place that kids want to be, families want to be. For a while, particularly around COVID, which was a difficult time, obviously, for everybody. We turned into it felt almost like a jail scenario here, right? Nobody was welcome. It was kind of cold, and that could have been just circumstances of the times, but I think much of it was just a changing in the culture. So I think we're getting back on track. Looking at the future, I am a firm believer in good pay for good work. As everyone in this room should know, and if you don't, our teachers, our administrators, and our assistant staff all have contracts. They're good contracts, and I believe in that, right? I came from the union world, obviously retired as a union president for the state police. So I know a little thing about how to negotiate and what people deserve, right? How do we keep good people here? We do a good job. They do a good job. We pay them well. I want to make sure the school is safe. That is my number 1 priority. That will always be my number 1 priority. Safe kids. Everything else comes second to me. And I'll always say that. I want my kids to be safe when they come to school. I want everybody else's kids to be safe. And then when they get there, when they get here, I want them to have fun. I want them to learn. I want them to learn how to be good human beings. I want to be kind. And there's no place like Tri-Valley to me. So I would be honored to have everyone's vote in the election on the 19th. Thank you. Next up, we have Mr. Ian Constable.
Good evening, everybody. You heard my spiel once before already, but I will give it again. This time I'll try to do a better job. I am Ian Constable. I own Constable Custodial Service, Liberty Middle Clan Academy, and JCS Distributors. I've brought in the karate school out of the red because the prior owner that had it was struggling and didn't have the time to run the school. Also, on top of that, I am the past master of Warton Lodge 582 in Ellenville. They were in the red, and I brought them out as well. One of the things that I'm mostly here for school is to support my family. My two daughters are just coming into the school, 5th grade and 1st grade. My wife works here as a kindergarten teacher, and all I can do is be here for you guys to support the school and what you guys are doing. I believe what you guys are doing is very productive. And, as from what I saw in the last few meetings that I was here before, I did everything I could to support you guys. I stepped back, I let Tim take on the challenges that were ahead of you guys. And I thought that, that was our best decision to make the school progress, or the board progress. So, like I said, I'm only here to support and give the kids a mentor, somebody to look up to. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Kaylin Bertholf.
Hello, everybody. If you guys can just bear with me, I'm a little bit nervous. So my name is Kaylin Bertholf, and I am grateful for the opportunity to speak tonight and share a little bit about myself. I believe I can offer a unique perspective shaped by both my personal and professional experiences. I've been a Tri-Valley parent since 2021, when my older son Bodie started kindergarten. He's now in 4th grade, and my younger son Blake is in 1st grade. I've dabbled a little bit in volunteering in different school events, but this is really my first step into deeper involvement in our schools. I believe I would be a strong addition to the school board because of my commitment to student growth and success. I believe every student deserves access to safe, supportive, high-quality education that helps them reach their full potential. I value collaboration, open communication, and thoughtful decision-making. I'm committed to listening to everybody, parents, teachers, community members, so we can all work together. After meeting my husband, Trevor, I moved here from Monroe about 14 years ago. So coming from a larger school and community, it was a little overwhelming and a little intimidating coming to such a close-knit community. But I felt like it was important for me to adapt to the culture of this community that I chose to move to. And I'm proud now that I raised my children here. So before meeting my husband, I came to Sullivan County for a job at the Center for Discovery. I've been working there now for just about 18 years. It'll be 18 years in August. I work with children who have some of the most complex cases of autism and other co-occurring diagnoses. I spent years working in our research department where I was able to utilize innovative technology to provide a deeper insight and understanding of the children that we were working with and to help better identify their needs. These experiences allowed me to make real-time adjustments to behavior strategies and environmental factors to better support their day-to-day functioning. Through my time at the center, I've developed extensive experience in functional behavior assessments, behavior intervention plans using research-based strategies, task analysis, classroom management strategies, and behavior modification skills, and I have a pretty good understanding of IEPs. I also spent time in our admissions department. I gained a lot of insight into different school systems and the challenges that districts face when supporting students with higher needs. Ultimately, I realized my passion is working with children. I currently work with our youngest learners in the K-2 program out in Rock Hill. Our main goal really is to help these students build the skills they need to be successful in a less restrictive environment, including both self-contained and inclusion classrooms within school districts. I often reflect on my son Blake's experience in first grade, which gives me a valuable real-time perspective on skills and expectations needed to help our students reach their goals. These experiences have shown me how critical it is to support all students, those who need additional services, those who excel, and everybody in between. It also means investing in not just academics, so those extracurricular activities, athletics, music, theater. I'm also really interested in student groups that help children develop confidence, encourage personal development, and meaningful connections. Just as importantly, I strongly believe that we must support our teachers. They are the foundation of our schools, and student success depends on giving educators the tools, resources, and the environment that they need to thrive. I believe in working together to ensure our school remains safe, supportive, and focused on strong academic outcomes while providing meaningful opportunities for every student. Through these experiences, I'm confident I can contribute a thoughtful and valuable perspective to the conversations and decisions that arise throughout the school year. Thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you, Ian and Kaylin, and I look forward to working with both of you. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn the budget hearing?
Second.
Motion by Nicole.
Second.
Second by Travis. Please proceed to vote. Okay, that meeting is adjourned. If the board members could now sign into the open meeting here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me know when everybody's joined up. Everybody in?
Yeah.
All right. We are going to call the open meeting to order at 7:30 PM. And we'd like to go to executive session to discuss concerning details of the medical, financial, and credit or employment history of a particular person or corporation. Do I have a motion? Motion by Rose. Do I have a second? Second by Jerry. Please proceed to vote. All right, be it resolved, Board of Education voted to enter executive session at 7:31 PM for the purpose of discussing the details of medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation.
Tim, are we gonna need a key when we go
You have a
upstairs?
key?
You have a key?
I-
Someone's got a key. All right. Good evening, everyone. Again, it is 8:31. We are going to go back into our open meeting here. We did the Pledge of Allegiance already. We're going to move to item C, the memorial resolution for Miss Mary Lee Haig. Whereas Miss Mary Lee Haig served as a staff member of the Tri-Valley Central School District, and whereas Miss Mary Lee Haig served as a tax collector for the Tri-Valley Central School District, and whereas Miss Mary Lee Haig passed away on April 30th of 2026. Be it resolved that the Tri-Valley Central School District extends its thanks to Ms. Mary Lee Haig for her service, and be it further resolved that the Tri-Valley Central School District extends its sympathy to the family of Ms. Mary Lee Haig during this time of mourning. Okay, item 4 is correspondence. We have no correspondence. Item 5 is our public comment session for items that are on tonight's agenda. Do we have any public comment? Doesn't look like we do. All right, item 6, items that the board wants pulled from tonight's agenda. What?
Yes.
George?
129, page 2, page 4.
29.
I think we have to have a motion on that.
We have a motion to pull item 29, and what was the other?
Page 2 and page 4.
It's 9A is the section.
9A. Okay. We have a so George, you're making the motion? Okay. Motion by George to pull item 9A. Second. Second by Pat. All in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? All right, that passes. So we are going to remove 9A. We'll discuss that at the end. All right, consent agenda. Do I have a resolution to approve the entire consent agenda minus 9A? This is an action. Do I have a motion. Motion by
Second.
Jerry, second by Travis. Please, actually, we're gonna have to do this by hand because we have 9A removed, so with the exception of 9A. Oh, we can still electronically vote? Disregard, we can electronically vote. All right, that motion carried unanimously. So now we will discuss item 9A, which is warrant 29, Associated Claims Auditor Report.
It's just a simple one question on 2 and 4, the same question. Ulster County Law Enforcement Center expenditure, same amount each time. What's that for?
Garnishment,
I'm sorry?
a wage garnishment.
I knew it was, I just didn't want it to have an issue here at Tri-Valley. Thank you.
Now, we need a motion to approve the 9A, in the consent agenda warrant 29, and Associated Claims Auditor Report. Do you have a motion? Motion by Pat, do you have a second? Second by Rose. And we're gonna hand vote that one. Unanimous. Outstanding. All right, next up, we have item 12, the board committee reports. And I know we have some committee heads in the house tonight. So, George, do you want to speak about policy 8130, school safety plans and teams, second read and adoption?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance last meeting to talk about it. We voted on those, but we put a lot of time in on those. And you really need to look at them. We did some changes. So it's up to you guys. I'm only 1 of 9, but the board accepted it, policy board, and we're moving it forward.
Any other discussion on the topic? Do we have a motion? It's an act. Motion by Kerry.
Second.
Second by Nicole. Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
All right, that carried unanimously. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education has conducted a second reading of policy 8130 and does hereby adopt policy 8130, school safety plans and teams. Next up, we have
Thank you.
subject, we're in B, policy 8505, charging meals and other food items, second read and adoption. Is open for discussion. George? Have anything on that one? Anyone have discussion on this?
Moving ahead.
All right, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Travis, second by Rose. Please proceed to vote. That was unanimous. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education has conducted a second reading of policy 8505 and does hereby adopt policy 8505, charging meals and other food items. Next, we have C, policy 8520, free meal services, second read and adoption. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Jerry, second by Rose. Please proceed to vote. That carried unanimously. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education has conducted a second reading of policy 8520 and does hereby adopt policy 8520, free meal services. 13, we have old business. Anybody have any old business? All right. 14, we have new business. Subject A, resolution, transfer funds into ERS and TRS reserve. This is an action. Do I have a motion? Motion by Carrie. Do I have a second? By Nicole. Any discussion?
Can you expand on
This is just moving, so we created the new TRS reserve account. This is just taking some of the funds out of the repair reserve, putting into the TRS. And
that? Thank you.
Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
All right, that passes unanimously. Whereas the Tri-Valley Central School District has established and maintains a repair reserve fund pursuant to General Municipal Law, Section 6-D, for the purpose of financing repairs to the district's physical plant. And whereas the Tri-Valley Central School District also maintains separate reserve funds for the teachers' retirement system and employees' retirement system contributions as authorized by the General Municipal Law, Section 6R, for the purpose of funding future retirement system obligations. And whereas the Board of Education has determined that it is in the best interest of the district to transfer funds from the Repair Reserve Fund to the TRS and ERS reserve funds to provide for future retirement system contributions, ensuring the financial stability of these funds. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Tri-Valley Central School District hereby approves the transfer of $215,000 from the Repair Reserve Fund to the TRS Reserve Fund and $200,000 from the Repair Reserve Fund to the ERS Reserve Fund for the purposes of funding future retirement system contributions. And be it further resolved that the school business official and district treasurer are hereby authorized and directed to make the necessary arrangements and to take all steps required to transfer of funds from the Repair Reserve Fund to the TRS and ERS Reserve Funds in compliance with all applicable laws and regulations. All right. B, resolution to accept electronic payment. This is an action, a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Rose. Do I have a second?
Second.
Nicole. Any discussion?
I have a question. Who is going to be responsible for paying any surcharge fees, such as like the credit card fee? Is
the
that going?
person, not the district, the person using it. So if somebody opts to pay, they'll pay the fee for it.
Okay. And I see that this is offering a from a bank account transfer. is there going to be a fee for that?
There's no fees.
Any further discussion? Have a motion?
So moved.
Or did we already? We did that already. Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
All right, that passed unanimously. Whereas the Tri-Valley Central School District desires to provide convenient and secure payment options to the taxpayers, and whereas the Board of Education recognizes that accepting electronic payments, including credit cards, debit cards, and online bank transfers, facilitates timely collection, improves record keeping, and provides added convenience for taxpayers. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Tri-Valley Central School District hereby authorize the district to accept electronic payments for school taxes and any other legal purpose, including installments and penalties. And be it further resolved that the Board of Education directs the Assistant Superintendent for Business and the District Treasurer to implement an electronic payment system, enter into agreements with authorized payment processors, and establish procedures to ensure security, accuracy, and proper accounting for all electronic school tax payments. All right, next we have item 15, public comment session for items that are not on tonight's agenda. A public comment session, no, we do not. All right, number 16, we have the board comment session. I'm going to start over with you, Travis.
I have nothing tonight.
Thank you, Travis.
You're welcome.
Chris?
Okay. Can everyone hear me fine with being over here?
I think so.
You're good.
I got you.
Okay. So I actually have nothing new for the students. This week, I've been asking around a lot, so I'm actually looking if you have any questions or anything about the students, but I do want to figure out a way to maybe get like some form out for the students to fill out if they have anything that maybe the board could help tackle in the future with any complaints or comments that they have about the school.
I like that idea.
Sort of like a suggestion box?
Yeah.
So we could maybe look at installing one right by the security booth.
I like that a lot.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe a Google form.
Yeah, or a Google form.
Yeah, make it electronic. I can't imagine putting that box up. Thank you, Chris. Nicole?
I just want to say I had the pleasure of chaperoning the second grade field trip to Huguenot Street in New Paltz. They represented us very well today. I don't know, maybe there's 60 of them, and they were very well behaved. So kudos to the elementary students.
Awesome. Great.
I had the pleasure with George to see the 7th and 8th grade award ceremony last Friday.
How was it?
Great.
Outstanding. Thank you. Tammy?
I'm good.
I wanted to bring up busing. I know it was asked that either the last meeting or the meeting before how busing was looking. I heard it was doing great. I haven't seen that. Just this week alone, modified baseball games have been delayed by 30 minutes. The other teams are not happy. The umps are not happy. So they're trying to rush players, and it's something that needs to be looked at.
I agree. And I know Aaron's not with us tonight, but if you guys could bring that back, Frank and Jeff, we've had repeated complaints of busing issues. I think tonight the modified boys went to Jeff first to drop off the varsity girls and then out to Rockland. I don't know how that pickup's going to go, but it's not pretty. And I think we pay the bus company well to not have issues like this. So if we could just take a little bit of a deep dive to see if there's something we can do. And if we're not going to get the level of service that we paid for, is there some type of reimbursement we get? Thanks for bringing that up. Pat?
I'm good, thank you.
George?
In reference to the election machines specifically, last year there were some issues. People were bullet voting, and the paper wouldn't go in the machine. So they were told that, well, Did you vote for everybody? Well, no, obviously, and it isn't accepting it. So I don't know what the people did, but I know what I did. Once I found that out, the guy come over and he said, well, you gotta push this green button. Nobody knew that. Really, that's an embarrassment to the district, because now people know how you vote. That green button better not be here this year, because you're not going to get some voters. They're mad. They're mad. So it needs to be looked at very carefully. Make sure there's no green button, and make sure if one person wants to vote just for one thing, it'll go through. And that's the American way. I think we all got an invitation for the DARE. That's a very good program. And I congratulate all the graduates, and I just have to apologize. John Tenbus sent me a letter. I can't go. I put in that I was going to go, but I can't go. Reference to security here. Getting the end of the year, we still gotta, if we see something, say something. But also it goes outside as well. I was letting my grandchildren off. And you know, a weapon can be used in a lot of ways, and a vehicle can be called a weapon. And a car sped by me and quite fast. Went up around the bus quite fast and let somebody else off. We had a problem like this years ago, and an individual came in and said, we need to do something. Well, we did something. Speed bumps. Now, I thought we had speed bumps here. They're not out yet? Is that what it is? But the person that came in that complained was the first person caught. I know, they said, I know, but the point is, everybody's in a hurry in the morning. But this is a very busy area, and we're very fortunate somebody hasn't gotten hurt. And our concern is the safety of our children and our faculty and our staff. So I believe that we should have speed bumps out there. If they're not put out, they should be put out. So I'm only 1 of 9, but you know, you want to be proactive instead of reactive. Are we serving whole milk? Because that's been allowed now.
I don't have.
If you could get that answer, because it is allowed, and I think whole milk, for years they said it's really a poison to everybody. Well, it's not.
Chris, can you get whole milk at the cafeteria?
I don't think so. I don't know.
There.
I see that it was just executive order for physical fitness like we used to have years ago. There was testing for it, push-ups, sit-ups, lifts, and everything. So I hope we really get into that, because I think it's very important for the kids. Even though there's a lot of kids that do the extracurricular, but there's some that don't engage at all, other than gym class. So I think that's an important thing. State budget, have you heard anything? I know there's been some issues for the state.
They said they've come to a conclusion. They hope to vote on it next.
And what time was that?
That was yesterday.
I heard it this morning, and the whoever it is, the main one for the politicians walked away. So they're still working it out. I'd like to thank the candidates for coming in. It's if you do it the right way and you really engage, it is time consuming. But the thing of it is, everything that this board does, it affects our children here. And we want to make sure our children are ready for the future. And it's very important that every child receives that type of education that we should be giving them. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Thank you, Kaylin, Ian. We'll be spending plenty of Thursdays together, I think, in the near future. Hope you have Thursday night plans. It's usually what we do. Thanks for putting the effort in. And these positions are important. The Tri-Valley Invitational took place last weekend. A lot of people here, a lot of schools. I think we represented well. I think the staff did a nice job. Everybody was safe. And overall, I think that the sports, besides the busing, are going smooth. And we're almost done. Remind your neighbors, your friends, your people to come out and vote for the budget on the 19th. Very important day. Obviously, budgets make the school run. So we need people to come out and make their vote. All right. I have a motion to adjourn. Oh, we got, oh, good. Yes. Next Thursday at 6 o'clock, I believe. And where are we doing it, Matt? We're gonna do it right here. We're gonna do a meet the candidates with myself and Ian and Kalen. People can feel free to send in questions. Mr. Haynes is gonna be, you're moderating? Bethany's gonna moderate, send questions in, maybe get some discussion going. Community involvement is important in these things. So, next Thursday.
Mr. Haynes will be televised on YouTube.
All right, we have a motion. What's that?
What time?
6 PM next Thursday.
Matt, where do the questions go? If people want to submit questions? TriValleyTA@gmail.com. Thank you.
Anybody have anything else? Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Carrie, second by Nicole.
Third, fourth.
Please proceed to vote.
We have a discussion about
Motion carried unanimously. Meeting's over at 8:53. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night.